The church bells rang, but Naomi's heart sank as whispers spread like wildfire. Her silk gown shimmered under golden light, yet every eye turned not in admiration but pity. She whispered, "He's not coming." The air grew heavy, like a storm before the crash. Her hands trembled as the bouquet slipped to the floor, petals scattering like broken promises. Guests gasped, some in shock, others in cruel delight. Naomi's mother wept softly, her father's jaw clenched. Pride fought with grief in her chest. Then out of the corner of her eye she saw Marcus, her fiancé's brother, stepping forward. His tall frame cast a shadow across the aisle, his piercing gaze fixed only on her. With a voice steady as steel, Marcus said, "Marry me." Silence roared louder than thunder. Naomi's heart cracked again, this time from confusion. Was it rescue or betrayal? She could not breathe. The moment felt like destiny breaking open. Naomi felt the walls closing in as whispers echoed. Shame burned hotter than the lights above. She thought, "Why me? Why now?" Her cousin murmured, "Don't faint." Naomi's knees buckled, but pride forced her upright. Memories of laughter with her fiancé stabbed deeper than knives. He had promised forever, yet left her in ruins. Marcus's words replayed, "Marry me." She wanted to scream at him, at the world, but her throat closed tight. The church reeked of betrayal. Dana grabbed her hand, whispering, "Breathe, sis. You're stronger than this." Naomi's eyes searched Marcus's face for mockery, but found only fire. Still, she wondered if that fire would save her or burn her alive. Her father whispered through clenched teeth, "Decide now." The air carried judgment heavy as stone. Marcus's heart pounded, though his face betrayed no fear. His brother's shame left a void, but Marcus refused to let Naomi drown in it. He remembered years of watching her suffer small humiliations in silence. Now he would not allow this grand one to break her. Naomi hissed, "Why are you doing this?" Marcus's jaw tightened. "Because someone has to." His words landed like stone. Gasps erupted, the church splitting into whispers and stares. Naomi's chest ached. Her pride screamed to refuse him, but her broken heart whispered, "Is this my only lifeline?" Marcus extended his hand, steady, unshaking. Dana squeezed Naomi's shoulder, urging her with silence. Naomi stood torn between fear of ridicule and the pull of salvation. Naomi's gaze locked on Marcus' hand. It looked like salvation wrapped in danger. Her father growled low, "Think of our name." Shame pressed harder than the veil on her head. Her mind replayed childhood scars, watching her mother silenced by betrayal, her own tears drowned by duty. The weight of family love and pride warred inside her chest. Marcus leaned closer, voice low, "This is not pity, Naomi. This is me." Her heart cracked open wider, but suspicion clawed. Could love be born from ashes of humiliation? Dana whispered, "He means it." Naomi's pulse thundered in her ears. Her lips parted, but words refused to escape. She wanted to collapse, vanish, anything but choose between ruin and risk. The church waited breathless. Naomi's silence stretched, each second stabbing deeper. Marcus refused to waver. "I will not let them laugh at you," he said firmly, his voice cutting through whispers. Naomi's chest heaved. His words lanced through her armor. Pride fought to keep her upright, but her body trembled. Dana leaned in, whispering, "Choice is yours, not theirs." Naomi's tears slid silently down her cheeks, streaking her makeup. She looked at Marcus and saw a storm contained, dangerous yet protective. Slowly, her hand fell into his. Gasps echoed again, louder, sharper. Some faces twisted in disgust, others in awe. The silence cracked into thunderous whispers. Naomi whispered back, "If this is madness, let it burn." Naomi sat in her dressing room after the shattered ceremony, her veil torn, her face streaked with makeup. Silence pressed in heavy, broken only by her uneven breaths. She whispered to herself, "How could I be so blind?" Her reflection stared back, not as a bride, but as a woman undone. Dana knelt beside her saying, "You are not broken, you are blazing. Remember that." Naomi's chest ached. She thought of childhood nights when her father warned her not to dream too high, and her mother whispered that dignity was survival. The memory felt sharper now, because once again she was left waiting, humiliated. Marcus's voice echoed in her mind like a drum beat. "Marry me." She did not know whether to laugh or collapse. Her scars had shaped her, but so had her strength. She needed to decide if she would let pain define her story, or fight to reclaim it. Marcus leaned against the corridor wall, fists clenched, hearing Naomi's muffled sobs through the door. His heart pounded, guilt mixing with defiance. He remembered all the times his brother flaunted love like a prize, careless with promises. Marcus whispered to himself, "He doesn't deserve her." A memory of his mother's harsh words flashed back. "Don't get involved, Marcus. Stay in your place." But tonight, silence was not an option. He wanted Naomi to see strength, not pity. For years, he had hidden his feelings, burying them under family loyalty. Now, standing outside her door, he burned with the fear that she might shut him out forever. His eyes closed, jaw tightening. He was ready to face judgment from everyone, even her, if it meant she would not be crushed by shame. Naomi's father entered quietly, his face carved in stone. He stood over her, voice stern yet cracking. "You will rise, Naomi. You are my daughter. Our family name cannot live in disgrace." Naomi lifted her head, fury flashing through tears. "Do you only see me as a name? What about me?" The weight of generations pressed between them. He remembered his own humiliations, battles fought in silence, and demanded she carry that armor too. Naomi's chest burned. She said, "I am more than pride. I want to be seen." His jaw tightened, eyes wet with anger and pain he refused to admit. For the first time, she challenged him openly. The air was thick with unsaid truths, a war of dignity against longing, love against duty. Dana broke the silence with sharp truth. "Naomi, stop listening to everyone else. What do you want?" Her voice sliced through the suffocating weight of expectations. Naomi's lips trembled. "I want to feel real. Not mocked, not pitied, loved." Dana's eyes softened. "Then stop fighting yourself. You deserve joy, not chains." Naomi exhaled shakily, years of hidden scars threatening to spill out. She remembered teenage heartbreak, the sting of betrayal, and the cold nights when loneliness mocked her. Her friend's hand gripped tighter. "Don't waste your fire proving your worth to those who can't see it." Naomi felt her walls tremble, a crack forming. For the first time since the altar broke, she glimpsed the faintest shimmer of freedom. Later that night, Naomi slipped outside the church, needing air. The cool wind brushed her skin, scattering her torn veil across the stone steps. She stood under the night sky, whispering to the dark, "Am I cursed to repeat the same story?" Marcus appeared behind her, his presence steady. He said, "You're not cursed, Naomi. You're chosen, by fate or by me." She turned, her eyes raw. "You think love can erase shame?" Marcus stepped closer, gaze unwavering. "No, but it can rewrite it." Silence stretched between them, thick with unshed truths. Naomi's chest rose heavy with longing and fear. For the first time, she felt the possibility of a different ending, if she dared to claim it. Naomi sat across from Marcus in her family's living room, the silence between them sharp as glass. Her chest heaved with the weight of unspoken fears. She whispered, "Do you know what they'll say about me if I choose you?" Marcus leaned forward, gaze steady, voice low but firm. "They've already spoken. They will keep speaking. But they don't get to decide your worth." Naomi's hands trembled against her lap, anger flaring at his calmness. "Easy for you to say. You don't carry this family's name like chains around your neck." He clenched his jaw, fists tightening at his side. "No, I carry something heavier, the choice to either stand back and watch you break, or step forward and take the fire with you." Her eyes burned with tears she refused to shed. The room seemed smaller, suffocating, her pride at war with the dangerous hope flickering in his words. Dana entered with folded arms, her heels clicking against the wooden floor, her voice slicing the heavy air. "Naomi, stop pretending you don't see what's right in front of you." Naomi whipped her head toward her, eyes flashing. "What I see is ruin waiting to happen. I see laughter behind my back, shame burning my name." Dana stepped closer, her tone fiery. "What I see is a man who stood up when no one else would. He put himself between you and humiliation, and you still doubt him?" Marcus's eyes softened, though he said nothing, his silence louder than words. Naomi clenched her fists, whispering, "I don't need rescuing." Marcus finally spoke, his voice cutting clean. "I didn't come to rescue you. I came because I can't hide from this anymore." His confession shook the air, pressing Naomi's heart against the sharp edge of choice, pride battling the whisper of longing. The door slammed open, and Naomi's father stormed in, his presence filling the room like thunder. His voice cracked with rage. "Enough! Do you think love is stronger than shame? Do you think scandal won't stain us for generations?" He pointed a shaking hand at Marcus, face flushed with fury. "You will destroy her, just like your brother did." Marcus rose, towering but calm, voice steady. "I would rather stand with her in truth than watch her drown in lies." Naomi's chest ached as her father's authority pressed down, reminding her of childhood nights when silence was demanded, when her tears were hidden under duty. Her hands clenched into fists, her throat tightening, but she found her voice, trembling but strong. "I will not be silenced. Not again." Her father's eyes widened, wounded pride flickering in his stare. The room froze, centuries of expectation colliding with Naomi's rebellion. Naomi escaped into the garden, her breath sharp against the cool night air. The moon cast silver light across the flowers, but nothing softened the storm inside her chest. She gripped the stone railing, whispering, "I can't do this." Marcus stepped into the garden, footsteps slow, careful, his presence steady. "You don't have to fight him alone," he said gently. Naomi turned, eyes blazing through tears. "You think your presence makes this easier? It makes it harder, Marcus. If I fall, I'll drag you with me." Her voice cracked, the words raw. Marcus's voice lowered, deep and unshaking. "Then let me fall with you. At least we'll fall together." Naomi's breath hitched, her heart twisting. Desire swelled, but fear clawed at her ribs. She wanted to scream at him, to shove him away, yet every inch of her body longed to lean into his steady fire. Naomi leaned against the stone wall, her shoulders slumped, exhaustion weighing heavier than her silk gown. Marcus stepped closer, each footfall deliberate, his hand hovering inches from hers, but stopping short. His voice was low, steady, like fire restrained. "Naomi, I won't force you. But I won't lie either. I want you." Her breath caught, her lips trembling as her pride screamed to reject him. "Wanting me will cost you everything," she whispered, her voice breaking like glass. Marcus's gaze burned into her. "Then let it cost me. I'd rather lose everything than lose the chance to stand with you." Naomi stared into his eyes, seeing her reflection tremble in their dark fire. The world around them blurred. Only their unspoken war of desire and fear remained. She whispered, "I don't know if I can trust you." He answered, voice unshaking, "Then let me earn it." The words lingered, a vow heavy with promise and pain. Naomi paced her bedroom, the shadows long across the floor, her veil crumpled in the corner like a ghost. Dana sat on the edge of the bed, quiet but watchful. Naomi whispered, "I keep hearing his voice, but not Marcus." Dana frowned. "Whose then?" Naomi's eyes hardened. "David's." The name cut like glass, her runaway fiancé. Memories of stolen kisses, empty promises, and secrets he held tight, stabbed at her chest. She remembered the nights he'd disappeared, the excuses too smooth to question. Rage boiled. "He didn't leave me because of cold feet. He left because there was someone else." Her breath hitched, truth clawing to the surface. The betrayal wasn't just absence, it was deception. Dana's hand clenched the sheets. You're saying? Naomi's voice broke. He loved me, but not enough to stop lying. Marcus stood in the family library, the scent of old wood heavy in the air. He held a letter in his hand, creased from being opened too many times. His brother's handwriting screamed from the page, confessions of debts, affairs, and secrets Marcus had kept hidden from Naomi to protect her. His chest tightened as guilt pressed down. He whispered, "I should have told her." His father's voice echoed in memory. Blood protects blood, no matter the cost. Marcus stared at the fire, torn between loyalty to family and the truth Naomi deserved. He slammed the letter onto the desk, whispering, "She'll hate me for this." His reflection in the darkened glass windows looked more stranger than brother. Naomi confronted Marcus in the dim hall, her eyes blazing. "You knew, didn't you?" He froze, the letter clutched behind his back. "Naomi." She cut him off, voice trembling with fury. "All this time you let me love a man who was never mine. You let me stand there, believing lies." Her tears glistened like broken glass. Marcus stepped closer, guilt heavy in his eyes. "I wanted to protect you. I thought I was sparing you from more pain." She slapped his chest with both hands, sobbing, "You chose silence. That's another betrayal." His jaw tightened, his voice raw. "I'd rather carry the sin of silence than watch you shatter." Her heart cracked wider. The truth was a wound, deeper than she imagined. Dana intercepted Naomi outside, her voice sharp with fear. "Naomi, listen to me. You're not broken because of their lies. You're stronger than this." Naomi shook her head, sobbing. "He knew, Dana. Marcus knew, and still he let me walk into humiliation blind." Dana gripped her shoulders, her voice both fierce and tender. "He didn't lie to you because he didn't care. He lied because he cared too much." Naomi's sobs slowed, her breaths uneven. The thought gnawed at her. Could love and betrayal live in the same heart? Her gaze drifted toward the night sky, stars sharp against the black. She whispered, "If he cared, why does it hurt like this?" Dana held her tighter, voice firm. "Because love always costs something." Marcus found Naomi in the garden again, moonlight pooling across her trembling form. His chest ached as he whispered, "I'm sorry." She turned, eyes sharp with rage and longing. "You had no right to decide for me." He stepped closer, voice rough. "I was wrong, Naomi, but I would take your hatred over seeing you crushed." Tears welled again, but she fought them down. "You're no better than him. Secrets are still lies." His breath caught, the truth of her words carving into him. He whispered, "Then let me start over. No secrets, no lies, just me." Silence wrapped them, but it wasn't peace. It was the storm's eye waiting to break. Naomi's heart trembled between the past's betrayal and the possibility of a new love, scarred with truth. The storm broke inside the dining hall as Naomi faced Marcus in front of their families. Her voice cracked, but did not falter. "You both betrayed me, David with lies, and you with silence." The room gasped, elders whispering like serpents. Marcus's chest heaved, eyes burning. "Naomi, I would burn my pride to ashes if it meant saving you." Her heart pounded, shame and fury twisting inside her. She shouted, "You think saving me means deceiving me? You took my choice away." Marcus's fists clenched, his voice raw. "I never lied to keep you blind. I lied to keep you standing." The words echoed like thunder, tearing the air between them. Naomi's knees weakened, her spirit caught between rage and longing. For the first time, neither dignity nor love felt safe. David appeared suddenly, the prodigal fiancé, his smirk as sharp as a blade. Gasps tore through the room. Naomi's breath froze, her chest tightening like a vice. "You dare show your face," she hissed. David, tall and polished, sneered, "You should thank me. I spared you from a marriage of convenience." Marcus stepped forward, fury radiating from every muscle. "You don't get to rewrite what you destroyed." David laughed bitterly. "And you, brother, swoop in to steal what was mine. How noble." Naomi's stomach twisted, bile rising. She cried out, "I was never yours, not when lies were your language." The room erupted in chaos, voices clashing. For Naomi, time slowed. Betrayal, love, rage, every scar ripped open at once. Naomi's father rose, his voice booming over the uproar. "Enough! You shame this family with every word." His glare pierced Naomi, his daughter caught in the crossfire of pride and ruin. Naomi trembled but lifted her chin. "No, father. The shame is in silence, in pretending lies our honor." His face darkened, veins straining in his neck. "You will obey, Naomi." Marcus moved forward, voice unshaking. "She doesn't answer to your pride anymore." Gasps flared, elders whispering louder. Naomi's chest heaved, her voice breaking as she screamed, "I will not be caged." The words shattered the hall like glass, echoing off gilded walls. The confrontation had reached its peak, love, betrayal, and rebellion colliding in one unbearable storm. Naomi collapsed into a chair, sobs breaking free at last. Marcus knelt before her, his voice trembling but steady. "Naomi, I cannot change what I have hidden, but I can give you all of me now. Raw, broken, honest." She stared at him through blurred tears, whispering, "Why should I trust you when lies are all I've known?" His hand hovered near hers, never daring to touch without permission. "Because I'd rather lose you with truth than keep you with lies." The room hushed, every gaze drawn to the fragile moment between them. Naomi's breath shook, her heart caught in a storm. She wanted to push him away, yet every part of her yearned to fall into him. Her silence screamed louder than any answer. The silence shattered as Naomi stood, wiping her tears with trembling hands. She looked at David with venom. "You left me broken, but you don't get to define me." Her voice rose, shaking the hall. "And you," she turned to Marcus, "you hid truth. But you bled for me too." Her chest rose and fell, raw honesty spilling. "If love is ruin, let it be my choice." Marcus's eyes widened, fire and fear flickering together. David sneered, but his mask cracked at her defiance. Naomi's father sat stunned, silenced by her voice. For the first time, Naomi felt the weight of her chains break. She whispered, softer but fierce, "This is my life, my heart, my war." The hall trembled with the power of her claim. Naomi stood alone in the garden as the night deepened, the echoes of shouting fading into silence. Her gown hung heavy, stained by tears and dirt. She whispered to herself, "I should feel free, but I only feel hollow." Marcus approached slowly, his steps hesitant, carrying the weight of his failures. "Naomi," he said, voice trembling, "if I've done nothing else, I've shown you who I am, flawed, reckless, but yours if you'll let me be." She turned toward him, her eyes raw. "And if I can't forgive you?" His chest rose sharply, fear flickering. "Then I'll live with it, as long as you live whole." The wind stirred around them, and for the first time Naomi realized she wasn't broken, only scarred. Scars meant survival. Dana found Naomi near the stone fountain, her voice carrying quiet strength. "You don't need saving, Naomi. You never did. But maybe you needed to be reminded you're more than what they did to you." Naomi exhaled shakily, clutching the edges of her gown. "All I've ever been is someone else's burden. Father's pride, David's lie, Marcus' silence." Dana squeezed her hand, voice fierce but warm. "You're not a burden. You're the blaze that scares them because they can't control it." Naomi's lips trembled into a weak smile, the first in hours. "What if fire burns me too?" Dana's eyes softened. "Then at least it's your fire, not theirs." Naomi leaned into her friend's strength, realizing truth could wound, but it also healed. Inside the house, Naomi's father sat alone, his hands gripping the edge of his chair. Pride weighed him down heavier than years ever had. Naomi entered quietly, her presence steady despite the storm. He looked up, eyes weary, voice strained. "I wanted to protect you from disgrace, Naomi. I never wanted this. She stepped closer, her voice calm but firm. You wanted to protect your name, father, not me. His lips trembled, guilt flickering. She placed a hand on his arm, softer than her words. I can survive shame, but I won't survive silence. I need my voice more than I need your protection. For the first time his eyes softened, wet with unspoken apologies. He nodded faintly, unable to speak, but Naomi knew a door had opened. Naomi wandered back into the hall, now quiet, the guests gone. Marcus stood by the window, the moon painting his silhouette. She paused, breath heavy before whispering, "Why did you risk everything, Marcus?" He turned slowly, his voice heavy with truth. "Because loving you was never a choice. It was a truth I buried until it bled." Naomi's chest tightened, her tears rising again. "And if I never forgive you?" His lips parted, but he held her gaze steady. "Then I'll still be here, loving you from whatever distance you need." Silence pressed between them, thick with longing, and wounds too raw to touch. Yet in that silence Naomi felt the first flicker of hope, not for perfection, but for honesty. Naomi stepped closer, her voice shaking but strong. "I don't know what tomorrow looks like, Marcus. I don't know if love can grow from betrayal. But I know I'm done letting others decide my life." Marcus's eyes glistened, his voice low. "Then let tomorrow be yours, Naomi. Whatever it holds, I'll follow if you'll allow me." Tears slid down her cheeks, but her lips curved into the faintest smile. "I won't promise forever. I'll only promise today." He nodded, his chest breaking open with relief. Today is enough. The night wrapped around them, not soft, but steady. It wasn't a fairy tale ending, but it was theirs, fragile, scarred, and real. The church stood empty now, only shadows left behind. Naomi walked slowly down the aisle, her heels clicking against marble like echoes of a broken vow. She whispered, "I thought I'd leave here a wife. Instead, I leave scarred." The silence pressed heavier than the crowd ever had. Marcus lingered at the doorway, watching her like a man both lost and found. She turned her head slightly, voice carrying just enough to reach him. "You weren't supposed to be my story, but maybe you are my truth." His breath caught, chest tightening, but he stayed still. The candles flickered, casting trembling light across her face, as if even flame feared her pain. Naomi stepped outside into the cool night, the sky stretched wide above her. The torn veil fluttered across the steps, caught by the wind, like a memory refusing to die. She bent down, picked it up, and stared at it. "A crown of lies," she whispered, letting it slip from her fingers. Marcus approached, hesitant, his voice low. "You don't need it. You've already chosen yourself." She turned, tears glimmering under the moon, but her voice was steady. "I chose pain, Marcus. Pain that will take years to stop burning." His eyes softened. "Then I'll wait years if it means standing near your fire." The night air stilled, heavy with words too fragile to shatter. Dana emerged from the shadows, her arms crossed, eyes fierce but wet. "You walked through fire, Naomi. Don't forget you survived it." Naomi's lips curved into a bitter smile. "Survival doesn't feel like victory." Dana stepped closer, pressing her forehead against Naomi's. "But it is. And one day you'll realize you weren't saved by him or me or anyone. You saved yourself." Naomi's chest trembled, tears slipping free, but for the first time she let them fall without shame. She whispered, "Then let the world remember me not as broken, but unbroken." Dana pulled her into an embrace, the night sky blanketing them in silence deeper than comfort, heavier than grief. David lingered in the shadows of the garden, unseen until Naomi's gaze found him. His smirk was gone, replaced with hollow eyes. "You think you won, Naomi," he muttered. She stepped forward, steady as stone. "I didn't win. I lost you. And losing you was the first mercy I've had in years." His face twisted, regret and bitterness warring. Marcus appeared behind Naomi, his presence sharp as a blade. David scoffed, voice breaking. "You'll regret this." Naomi turned her back to him, her voice calm but final. The only regret is wasting love on a man too small to hold it. The silence that followed cut deeper than his threats. The night grew still. Naomi stood on the church steps, wind carrying her veil into the darkness until it vanished. She lifted her chin, her voice soft but cutting. I came here for vows and found truth instead. Truth hurts more than lies, but it heals deeper too. Marcus moved closer, his hand brushing hers, but not holding, as if waiting for permission. Naomi looked ahead into the endless night, whispering, I don't know if I'll love you tomorrow, but tonight, I am my own. Her words drifted into silence, lingering in the air like smoke after fire. The final blow was not fury, but freedom. And freedom was unforgettable,